And we're back after having seen Overlord. And I won't be doing that this week. I just simply dug it. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. And as far as like World War II set horror films, definitely higher end of the spectrum on this one.
Yeah, I wish we would have got more of the like last third of the movie. And way less of the beginning.
See, I really dug the beginning, but I totally get where you're coming from.
Okay, opening scene? Like, are you giving beginning, like, first, like, 5 minutes?
No, I'm talking the first third, but I get where you're coming from entirely.
I just, like, so, there was, like...
It's D-Day, some people are being sent behind enemy lines a little bit early to take down enemy communication, basically.
Basically, yeah, that's
and
very clear.
the opening scene is really awesome, top-notch work. But then the next third of the film is very much we're trying to like sneak behind enemy lines. Straight up. That is pretty much what that is. I dig that, but that's me. I like the suspense. I like the little bits of character building. I like there's no heroes in the war on the war front.
I felt like there wasn't a lot of suspense. That was my thing.
Okay.
I was like, oh, this is like dudes walking. Because, you
can
kind of, like...
This movie is completely predictable.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Completely predictable.
Like, the suspense, it's like, it's there. If this is like the first time you've ever seen a movie.
Yes, yeah. But I was still like, oh, I kind of like the way this is being set up. Yeah, it's predictable. Yeah, I've seen this a million times. But for some reason, it just worked for me. I guess I kind of liked the characters. It's been a long time since I take that back. I've never seen a movie, let me turn that down a touch. I've never seen a movie that is about this kind of stuff with this kind of budget. I've seen this a million times in like shitty like $500,000 movies before. And this is like, okay, this is like a big budget version of that. And I really dug that.
I agree.
I think that now, as far as what you're talking about, we're not going to really go into it. But as far as the last third stuff, I feel like this film struck a really good balance with that, because I've seen the ones that are like too little of that, and I've seen ones that are way too much of that. And this one, I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty happy with this balance.
Yeah.
And I feel like the way that the movie was constructed, it worked in that way, because it was more. I think the best way to put it is the supernatural element to this film is a spice. It isn't the whole dish.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that.
I'm kind of on like the other end of that, where it felt like there were some little bits like hinted at.
Yeah.
Or not hinted at, but like shown, and then like weren't developed anymore. Like, so like early on in the movie, they come across like that, basically like a gore pile.
Yeah.
And
but then they don't do anything more with what they call that gore pile.
Yeah, absolutely nothing really comes of that.
Yeah.
And
it's more like, that's weird, and then...
Yeah, it's just, whoa, look at this weird thing.
I almost feel like they left that... They had ideas of what to do with that, but then they're like, shit, man, we ran out of the budget.
Yeah,
all right. But nobody took that.
And I felt like that happened like half a dozen times in the first, like, 2/3 of the movie.
I can get that.
And it was like that, on top of, like... Every time Wyatt Russell talks,
he's doing a pretty good impression of his...
I want to blow my brains out. I really do.
I'm not quite that far with it, but I'm like, he's doing a pretty decent impression of his dad.
He's got like one face that he...
Call me.
I'm gonna win this one.
Call me Gecko. Instead of Snake.
Yeah.
Call me Reptile.
Call me... it's like the face...
Call me Amphibian. But you know what? I'm kind of down for like machismo bullshit like that.
The funny thing is, it definitely seems like he's trying too hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It sounds like effortless.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell.
Absolutely. But the guy who played as Boyd, I was like, all right, as far as this, they're all archetypes in the it starts on a plane ride and you're like, dead meat. That's the guy who talks too much. That's the guy who we're gonna get attached supposed to get attached to and to be sad when he's gone. That's the guy who's the really gruff sergeant who's seen a little too much. That's the authority figure that's going to go out. Like, everything. It's like, oh, but having, with that being the opening scene of the movie, it kind of locked it in for me. At that moment, I'm like, this is the tempo of the movie. Luckily, I'm feeling this today. I completely understand, like, if this were any other day, I would probably fall closer to where you were. I definitely think
it could go, like, one of two ways, where you're like, this is really predictable. Okay, like, I know it's going to happen now. I'm strapped in. I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
Or it's like, this is really predictable.
And I'm bored.
Like, fuck this.
Yeah.
And I wasn't quite at, like, this is predictable, like, fuck this.
Yeah.
But I did significantly enjoy I wish they would have just kind of, like, it gets pretty fucking all out.
Yeah.
In the last third.
Yeah. It has a very specific scope, and it doesn't go out of that scope.
Yeah, but the thing that was weird is, like, is, like, I felt like the violence in the first, like, half of the movie compared to, like, I don't know, like, the kind of climax of the movie was, like, so, I don't know, just kind of lame. Kind of like the rated R that's like, okay, a guy gets shot and, like,
oh yeah,
we get, like,
more
the weird, like,
violence.
we get, like, the weird, like, paintball blood.
Yeah, the mist.
Yeah, and, like, that was, like, a lot of the beginning, but then at the end, the over the top, it's like, yeah, I don't know, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
and I was like,
now if you're into World War II,
weird inconsistency for me.
Yeah.
But like, I like the last, like, 30 minutes of the movie was, like, great.
And it to win it.
When it starts to, like, get up to that point, like, I steadily enjoyed the movie. Like, it was really on, like, a linear scale.
The
like,
further it moved away from World War II movie to, like, horror World War II movie, because the first third is a solid World War II. I mean, not like solid, but more like it is a World War II
not like
movie
solid, like, it's not like, not necessarily like good, but it's like, this is strictly World War II.
And I completely admit, I guess I just happen to be in the mood for it.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm coming from on it. Now, I will say, this movie, it's fun. I won't say it's dumb, but it's tonally consistent. It knows what kind of movie it is. And I think it is a really great, like, Saturday afternoon matinee showing. Like, that's where you're gonna have a lot of fun with this. And I also think that when it hits Redbox, do a double feature with this and Frankenstein's Army. Have you ever seen that one?
I have.
Yeah. This one first. It has to be first. Frankenstein's Army after. And I think you'll have one hell of a double feature.
I would say, like, watch this and then play the first 30 minutes of Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
And you've got, like, a pretty solid narrative.
Yeah.
Like,
this is a pretty decent, like, Wolfenstein the Old Blood.
Yeah, this feels like it could be like a DLC, like one of those kind of
the Old Blood,
kind of like the was a New Colossus where they have, like, the stories of the other people.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
This could be like one of those other people DLC stories.
Yeah.
Like,
but you know what? Like. You know what? I had fun with it, and that's what I really wanted from it, and it delivered in that regard. So next week, I have no idea what the hell we're watching. It could be The Grinch.
The Grinch is out right now, though.
Oh, thank God.
Because we walked past multiple Grinch signs.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's what all those kids were doing.
Yeah, there were a bunch of teenagers, and I was like, wow, a lot of people are really into Overlord. Cool.
a lot of parents taking their youngins to this one.
Yeah, and then I saw the people in blankets, and I was like, I don't think they're taking blankets to Overlord. They're taking blankets to...
Yeah, the people with the Yankets are going to Overlord, though. So anyway, next week, I have no idea what's coming out, but you know what? We'll be there. We'll watch it. So long as it's not, like, horrible. Like, ugh. I mean, hell, if it's really that bad, we'll just go watch Suspiria again and review it. Watch Suspiria. So anyway, Glasses Films, youtube.com/GlassFilmsHouse, Twitter @GlassesFilms, and Facebook.com/GlassesFilms. I'm Carson. That's Nick. We'll see y'all next week.